How would you like to pay your entire year's rent or mortgage with just one single real estate deal? How would you like to do it with a less than part-time investment? Wholesaling small apartments is a business model you can do from your kitchen table, making offers on properties across the country sight unseen. Small apartments close fast in as little as 30 days and yield higher payouts than single-family houses. Plus, you can do it with absolutely no cash or credit of your own and no bank qualifying. Learn more about small apartment investing with a free copy of my #1 best-selling book, How to Make Big Money in Small Apartments. Get your free book and CD at freeapartmentsbook.com. That's freeapartmentsbook.com.
This is the Jiggy Jaguar Radio Show.
Oh, hell of a deal today. It is the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, coast to coast and border to border. We have got Slade Templeton in studio. We are going to be playing one more track. Before we do that, we're going to talk a little bit about the engineering aspect of what he does. Welcome back to the big program. You can join us live each and every Sunday on RadioZenu.com and 24/7 at JiggyJaguar.com. Tune-in apps, radio loyalty, all that nonsense. I don't know why I say all that nonsense, because that crap keeps us on the air. But we've got, well, the commercials do too, but if nobody had tune-in, if I didn't have tune-in, you didn't have tune-in, you wouldn't hear anything. We'd just be here talking to each other. That's it. Now, Slade, in the engineering aspect, what the heck does it take to engineer electronic dance music? Because I've talked with like Weasel Wiesel and them out there in Junction City at High Point Studios, and they do hip-hop and all sorts of things. But I'm sure that engineering and producing EDM music is completely different.
Yeah, well, the cool thing is, I mean, the studio I work at is a world-class studio, so it's not so much electronic-based, but I do a lot of electronic clients. We have all the outboard gear and stuff. Nowadays, the cool thing is a lot of people can literally produce, mix, master, finish a whole track, put on their own label online within one laptop, and call it.
Wow.
Good. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I know some people that do it just on an airplane. I mean, in between tour dates, they're getting paid 20 or 30 grand a show, and then
they're
writing
just
their
throwing
tracks.
it out there.
Yeah, and then writing their tracks.
Oh my God.
Yep. So.
Oh my God.
But
That's awesome.
I just was talking about on this tour because I had audio lectures, and it's about the at-home.
See, that I think would be really badass to bring you in for an audio lecture.
Yeah, I would love
that I think would be.
Yeah. I would
would
love
be
doing that.
something else.
But the cool thing is, I'm talking to these at-home producers that do that, but I also encourage and talk to them about why a professional engineer in a professional studio matters. So, I mean, there is a huge difference. And those hip-hop guys probably have something between what producing electronic music is within the computer and then some maybe outboard studio stuff like that, because they can kind of combine the two.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's pretty cool. But, yeah, I mean, with rock bands, dude, we come in and, I mean, we're tracking them live. And we're bringing them in, and then we're mixing, mastering, just like the old school way. But we're kind of hybrid too. So we use a lot of in the box. Is what it's called, in the box.
Amazing.
And then outboard. So.
You're amazing, my friend.
I'm an audio nerd. We're the only.
This is good. I have a guy, and actually he's the program director of K-Rock's Radio 92.3 FM and AM 1670 in Casper, Wyoming. I am not an audio nerd. I'm more of a video, all these things. This setup over here that I have, we have this Ultradyne Pro processor. It took us a hell of a long time to get that thing dialed into my setup. And oh my, you could tell that he was getting really frustrated with me on several occasions, but he's the same way. He understands the whole audio thing, but for radio.
Yeah.
You're doing it for electronic dance music.
Yeah, broadcast is different too. I mean, I'm in the studio. It's different than a broadcast studio.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can still do the ins and outs, but it's different programs and everything. So.
Now, with what are some of the programs that you use?
Pro Tools mainly is what we use, but I mean, I've ran Logic, Ableton.
That seems to be the standard.
It is.
Every time I talk to people and I ask them about different things, and especially whether it be hip-hop producers or whatever, they're like, Pro Tools.
Pro Tools
and
is best for tracking, and the way that everything's set up with the outboard and the HD system is extremely expensive, but it's more of a world-class thing because, first off, they're one of the first ones to start bringing the digital recording thing in. So they became a staple real fast. But nowadays we got things like Ableton, Logic, and all that for at-home people and user-friendly things, they can get the same quality. But the difference is with the outboard and
That's
running
awesome.
HD Rig Pro Tools, then you can run all that analog stuff, and it's made to work with each other, and it's just flawless.
That's
but
cool.
It takes a long time to learn Pro Tools compared to the rest.
Now, you're playing. Now, when you're done with the Hutch gig this weekend, are you off for a while, or do you continue?
I'm done touring, but then immediately when I get back, I have a film score I'm writing for a horror movie. Then I go into a 20-day straight session for
My
the band.
God, what's the? Can you tell us what the horror movie is?
Nope, not
Nope.
yet.
Damn it.
Not until it's done.
Damn it.
But yeah, so I'll be starting that as soon as I get back, and then I have a week doing that, and then I have 20-day straight session for a band that I'm producing, mixing, and mastering.
That's cool.
And then I have an EP that I'm finishing up from before I left. So until about mid or late August, I'm straight again. Like, I mean,
Holy crap.
these few days are kind of my off days.
It's your vacation.
Yeah, and I guess you can always...
It's a working vacation
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about Throwing Stones. We're going to play that here in a few moments.
Yeah, this track, it's funny because I think it probably could have been the single too. It was one of those things, just musically speaking. I went through a lot, and the album kind of poured out, and this one kind of covered everything I thought about emotionally. This one's just purely myself without any collaborations on vocals or anything. But it's definitely one of my favorites, I guess, from the album.
That's a hell of a deal.
And this is Crying Vessel again, so it's not that deep funk dance vibe. It's more like Nine Inch Nails vibe.
Well, here we go.
Yeah.
It's Throwing Stones, and then we're going to come back and wrap it up here with Slade Templeton. Thank you, by the way, for coming by.
No, thank
putting
you
up
for
with
having
all
me.
the phone calls and the tech issues we
Yeah,
had earlier.
no, thank you for having me.
But we're going to play Throwing Stones, and we're going to come back, wrap it up here on the World Famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience.